Hey guys, Shawn from Aviation Oil Outlet. Today we're with retired Lieutenant Colonel John Baum, and we're going to be going over some Air Force patches.
Ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So John, will you tell us about this patch?
Oh man, we are going back in the archives here. So this patch is probably the first patch of the journey because obviously you can see my name on it, but these are Air Force ROTC Cadet Pilot Training Wings. So for me, what this signified was the fact that I had a pilot slot. So this was the beginning of the journey going off to pilot training to fly fighters in the United States Air Force.
Very nice.
All right.
All right, moving on. We have...
So finding out that you get a pilot slot is pretty cool, and then the question comes up of where are you going to go to pilot training. So these two patches here signify the 80th Op Support Squadron, which has a student pilot I belong to, and that happened at Shepherd Air Force Base, and this is the NATO Joint Jet Pilot Training patch, which is a really neat program because it consists of all the NATO nations that participate in pilot training in the north part of Texas, Wichita Falls, Texas. So we had students and instructors from various NATO countries. So my class, we had Italian students, Turkish students, German students, and then also instructors from the various countries as well, including the Netherlands also. So it was a really awesome immersion right into coalition forces, if you will, to get training together. All right, what else we got there? So then when you get to Shepherd at NATO Joint Jet Pilot Training, this you can see I'm dating myself a little bit. So the first airplane that I got to fly in the Air Force was the T37, the mighty Tweety Bird airplane. It had this really distinct high pitch whistling sound, if you will, and really neat twin jet airplane. And so I was in B flight, so my class, we were all together in this flight flying the T37. That's where you do your initial, learning to take off, land, taxi, solo for the first time in an airplane, in a United States Air Force airplane, and then progress through to where you do low-level in formation flying as well. So next, when you get out of the mighty T37, typically you would track select to go either T1s in the Air Force for heavy cargo airplanes, T38s for fighter bomber track, or to go helicopters or C-130s, you'd fly something else. So at Shepherd, the neat thing is they only have T38s. So if you get selected to go to NATO Joint Jet Pilot Training, you're kind of already on the track for fighter bombers, which is what a lot of folks, definitely what I wanted to fly was a fighter. So the mighty T38 twin jet afterburner aircraft, and is also a supersonic jet trainer. So again, you get to learn how to fly that airplane, solo the airplane, and then do low-level formation flying and tactical flying as well. And then I was in, we all went from B flight, I showed you that previous patch, to Welcome to the Jungle. We were in J flight, and so we got to bond together flying that awesome airplane there at Shepherd as well.
And then you want to do these three?
Well, yeah, so, the neat thing is, I mentioned my class, so, one of the first team building things we got to do was come up with the class patch. Being that we were international, trying to find something that all made sense together. But one thing that we realized our class had together is we were all Metallica fans, and everybody wanted to fly fighter jets. So one of the Italian guys, really creative guy, came up with this patch, from the Injustice for All album cover. He came up with "And Jets for All," hoping that we all got jets when we graduated. So you see the various flags from the countries that represented our class, and our class was 0106. So all of that flying as a class together, that was all to do one thing, which was earn your pilot wings in the Air Force. So after 56 weeks of training and about 265 hours of dual instruction, cross countries, solos, supersonic flights, and all that kind of good stuff, we got to earn our Air Force pilot wings. So this is a really cool patch because for me, looking back, this was what all the blood, sweat, and tears was all about.
Thanks, John. Thanks for being here today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
it.
It's a great trip down memory lane and getting to explain to some folks what the journey is like earning your pilot wings in the Air Force.